Hi, today we are going to understand the WCAG success criteria 1.4.1, use of color, which is a level A success criteria. It belongs to the guideline distinguishable under the principle perceivable. This success criteria says that color is not the only way of distinguishing information. So color should not be used as the only visual means of conveying information, or indicating an action, prompting a response, or distinguishing a visual element. So why is this important? Why can't something just be represented as color without text, or without anything else that supports and tells you what that color means? Well, it's because today in the world, we find people with a varying set of vision issues. For example, I have low vision, right? There are lots of people who can't see color. So there are colorblind people. There are people who see things in black and white. There are people who can't see red, people who can't see green. So sometimes people, their vision palette is limited to being just monochromatic, right? Sometimes they see a few colors and they don't see some colors. And so when something's explained just using color, it can be confusing. Sometimes there are elderly people who find it difficult to distinguish colors of the same tone, right? You may have like partial vision, which can be a reason for limited color vision, right? So there are like so many people today in the world who access the internet, who access digital content with these vision issues. So if you just use color to convey information, you may be passing the wrong piece of information to them. They may not understand it, or they may get confused, they may be lost. So it's important that when any information is conveyed, it should not wholly rely upon the color. I have identified two websites which basically use color to convey information. One of them is the Google Maps, inside which you have the layers option and you have traffic within it, right? So this traffic, it shows you live traffic and it also shows you typical traffic, just generic, right? But when you go to live traffic and you can see it is color coordinated, with fast being green and the slowest or being the most congested is the dark red here. And then there are in between colors, which is the yellow and the orange. So this is a very interesting use of color to convey information about the amount of traffic on the roads at a certain time. Now, if I zoom out, it looks like this to me. But imagine if this was to be seen by somebody who has color blindness, someone who can see in grayscale or is using a grayscale computer. You probably wouldn't see any of this clearly. You should just, you can check this by going into your accessibility settings and changing it to grayscale. I won't be doing that because it doesn't get recorded, so I can't show you that. But I'm going to just explain it. So with grayscale, you may have different shades of gray here. And all of them, they might also be very close, like this orange and this dark red here. These two colors, like this is a lighter red and this is a deeper maroonish red, these two colors will be very close in gray tone, right? So it might be very confusing to find and see the traffic because it's dependent only on color here. Okay, it doesn't show anything. Like if I go over it, at least it should say that this is congested or this is free moving traffic or something. Like when I at least take my mouse over it, it should tell me that. Okay, so it needs to have an alternative which is very clear, and And information which is being conveyed should not only rely on color, which is what's happening here. Another website with a very interesting example of this is the GitHub status, right? So the GitHub status, this is the Australian website. And if you come down here to see the system status, you notice that there's a lot of information that's being conveyed just with color. Like this gray, it says information unavailable. This is your uptime being conveyed with color. You have an outage which is being conveyed with the red color. This says operational. Here you have an incident. Well, this is already, this is having a color contrast issue. I can see that. But you can see that this color has text next to it that's explaining it. Operational has this tick mark, but it has the text next to it, which is clear. You can see the little pieces of information turning up, and you can see that it comes up and it tells you what this information is. So you have, it says information unavailable for these. Here it comes up and says uptime rate 100%, which is a green color. Outage is a red color. So there's a lot of color used to convey information. This is partial outage. Now, what I also like about this is that when you look at this, you can tell with, like, the red is highlighted by it. The bar is a little bit bigger than the others. It's highlighted, so your eye immediately goes there. It's a different color, but when you go over it, your information is popping up, which is a good thing, right? So it's not just by color alone that this information is being conveyed. The information is being conveyed with this kind of a little pop-up that turns up, which is like your information piece, a little bit of information that tells you, and with the color coordination, you know that these are points of issues, and this green is, it's okay, and this gray, they don't have information about it, right? But it's all conveyed and conveyed well. So I think this is a nice example of how information is being conveyed by color, but not relying completely on color. This is another website. It's the Government of Canada weather alerts page. Here they have the new color-coded weather alerts, and this page describes what the different color codes are. So you know that a yellow means what kind of weather, orange means what kind of weather, red means what kind of weather, right? So it's very clearly written out, so you can understand. There are also examples with little, like, graphical examples showing you the damage for each weather, what to expect, kind of thing. And if you see, they have a weather information, a page here where, which is very color coordinated. Right now here there is all yellow. So if you go back, you understand that yellow is hazardous weather, which may cause damage, disruption, and health impacts. And you will find that many areas have the yellow over here. That said, this is shown totally with color, but we have seen that little help document that's there. We also see an alert table, which works as an alternative for all the active alerts. So they have provided extra information. So if you go into the table and you see that all of these areas have a yellow watch, so they are listed here very clearly. What kind of weather it is, it's wind or it's snowfall, it's a snow squall. I don't know what that is, but yeah. Okay, so it's very clearly laid out. So even though this page is using color to convey information, it has substituted that with additional information within this table that gives you all that information here as well. So if you are not very sure of how you can use this map here, you can easily, you can easily come down to this table and understand the weather. There is a little search within this table, so you can search for your city that you're looking for and understand the weather warning there. There is also a little information about the highway weather, so it's pretty clear here. And we see that the alert table is the link to it is right on top, and you reach that before you reach anything else on this page. So this is really well done, and this is a very, very nice use of color. So WCAG says don't be afraid to use color. Just use it the right way so that it can be inclusive for people who can't see color. It's as simple as that. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you in another video.